Morning world. So, I've decided to make this a daily thing. I always have these thoughts and these rants. Well, I have rants in my head. And I be driving around because I'm always in my car going and coming doing something in transit. So, yesterday I ranted about Trina. Well, I don't want to just call out Trina. The notion of step parents or boyfriends or girlfriends or the people that you date can't say shit to your people kids. Spoke on that shit, had a couple conversations with DMs and all that stuff. Leave that dead. I still stand on what I said. You create a bad situation. Can't go armed everywhere. You create a bad situation when you prevent the step parent or the whoever from correcting the child. Now, it's not saying beat the shit out of kids. No, that's saying discipline, correction, saying something to them, having the ability to say something, having the ability to correct. All right, so that was yesterday. Yesterday, a lot was going on the internet about Gloria Steinem, who was one of I guess people call her one of the central figures in the Black Woman Feminism Movement, although she was a white woman. It came out that she really was a CIA covert operative. And it makes you think, how deep was this plot to, remove the black man from, the head of the black family? How deep was this plot to bring the black man down on the totem pole? Was it as deep that the CIA actually planted a white woman to kind of get buddy-buddy with the leaders of the Black Feminist Movement to kind of guide and shift and merge and make that thing ultimately champion the causes of whatever the CIA wanted at that time? Apparently so. Now, I've always, I ain't say always, but in my adult years, I've had this idea or this notion, because of the life I've lived, that there was a concerted effort to what I call demasculate the black male. Let me explain. Whenever a black man is, fierce, direct, out there, just kind of pushing himself up there, he's sometimes viewed as a threat and knocked down. Well, some of the same things that they'll champion a black woman or champion other people or other races for, they'll knock a black man for. Point in case, a woman that's very direct and outspoken or speak up for herself in the business world, they'll champion that. Oh my God, she doesn't let anybody walk over her. She's she's direct. She's, I love her passion. They call it passionate. That's the word I was looking for. They call it passionate. She's very passionate. But let a black man raise his voice or talk very directly or say anything that does not make the other person feel anything but good, and he's a threat. He's difficult. He's combative. They don't call us passionate. They call us combative. So I always tell my students, and I tell everybody, pay attention to the words that people use, more specifically their word choices, because it's all those words have definitions, and each word has a different definition, and the way people use those words have different, ways of being perceived and received. So always pay attention to the word choices that people use with you, and that led me to my notion that, there was a concerted effort to, bring the black man down a little bit. And fast forward to, my adult years, because that was my, college years, my formative years. Fast forward to my state of Florida government career. Oh my fucking God. Oh shit. I'll be transparent moment. I never really had a lot of mentors growing up. But I wish I would have. I wish I would have had at least one mentor that could have told me that, hey, Vaughn, when you start this career with the state of Florida, you know, and when you start making your moves and climb that ladder, it's going to be a lot of haters. There's going to be a lot of people that trying to bring you down. It's going to be a lot of people that are going to try and stand in your way solely because you're a black man and you move it in a certain way. Yeah, sound like, you know, somebody like something. I'm pretty sure one day I'm going to be like, man, this nigga feeling himself. Nope, I'm not. Before I even started working for the state, I had a lot of people tell me that, hey, Vaughn, you better cut your hair because you'll never get a government job with dreads, bro. They're not going to let you in the door with those dreads. Like, man, listen. Don't worry about my appearance. Worry about what's on my resume. Worry about the quality of my work. Worry about, you know, what I'm going to do when I get in that job. They're not going to worry about my, you know, my appearance. Shit. Man. I dealt with a lot with dealing with my appearance, surprisingly. And this circles back to the Black Feminist Movement. I dealt with a lot of shit due to my appearance and me moving through the state of Florida from black women. I'm ashamed to even let that come out my mouth that I've dealt with more negative shit in the work world, in the corporate work world from black women than anybody else. Like, and it's a shame. I'm like I said, I'm sad to admit that shit. But on the heels of this Gloria Steinem information getting released yesterday, and I already had those thoughts about, you know, it's a concerted effort to de-emasculate the black male, bring the black male down, if you told him to even remove the black male from out of his hierarchy in the black family. You know, you see stuff like this, and it's like, wow. And you live the life I've lived, and you're really like, wow. You know, I've literally had to take a training manual and slap it down on my boss's desk, and then the both of us go over to a trainer that had told her, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. And I had to explain, like, no, I do know what I'm doing. Not only do I know what I'm doing, I can manipulate this program several different ways that she doesn't even know how to do it. And here's the manual that I read that told me how to do it. And, you know, I've had to do things like that repeatedly in my career to make people eat their words just because I'm a black man trying to move up through the ranks. When I held 4 different positions with the state of Florida, and I skipped positions in between all of them. I skipped pay grades on the way to my like I was leapfrogging positions, just jumping my way up to administrator, and that pissed a lot of people off. And you know, I just gotta believe that Gloria Steinem shit is real because I've lived it. I fucking lived it, yo. But circle back to my point. There's a concerted effort to de-emasculate the black man. Apparently the CIA has had a hand in it, you know, by navigating and doing their thing within the Black Feminism movement. Now, to circle back to this Black Feminism movement, do you guys ever realize that, though, and forgive me, white America, about to touch y'all for a minute, but do you guys ever realize that the white women only come trying to get the black women on their side when it's a cause that's going to benefit the white women? You know, when it's black women getting fucked up in the streets to get discriminated, to get this in the nail salons and the beauty supply stores and wherever else y'all be dealing with y'all shit, they leave y'all alone over there dealing with y'all shit. But the moment Becky needs some help, they come ask y'all to help, y'all come running to help Becky. But then y'all to go home and chastise and vilify y'all black man. Now granted, it's some of these dudes out here in these streets ain't shit. And, you know, more power to you for fucking with them, sister, because I ain't got no sympathy for a sorry dude. None. Not one. Because I get my ass up every morning and I go to work. And some nights, I don't even sleep because I be on my hustle shit. Not bad hustle, but you know, I got security coming, so I be doing other shit. Give me one moment, y'all. Give me one moment.
Good morning, I'm Downfield.
Good morning. May I have an extra large cup of hot green tea with honey, please? And an avocado toast, please.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
All right. 411, please have it ready.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Excuse me, y'all. But yeah, there's been a concerted effort to emasculate the black man. Whenever they want y'all to come on y'all, you know, be on their side, they issue that they want, they come get y'all. But any other time y'all left on your own. You know, I was dealing with them Koreans and them Oriental people that discriminate against y'all in the beauty supply store. Where they at? Where they be at? Where they be at? Nowhere to be found. But as soon as back in Egypt, they come get you and y'all come running along. Oh yeah, women's rights, women's rights, women's rights. But then y'all will come vilify the brother at home. Now granted, it's some of these dudes ain't shit. I know. Yes, we know. We tell them to their face that they ain't shit and they need to do better. Do they listen? But on the flip side, why give us such hell, such hassle? Now granted, some of y'all may be like, oh, he divorced, he feeling biased. No, cause my ex-wife was a beautiful soul. You know, our divorce was on some other shit. It wasn't, you know, because of no black feminism, no crazy shit. Hold on, y'all, let me get my shit together. How you doing today?
You wanted honey, right?
Yeah, let me get like 6 of them, please.
Here you go.
Thank you. But yeah, y'all love vilify the black man. The one thing notion I hate is the notion of, alright. Well, that's just our personality being a little spicy. Y'all realize that us black men have to fight the world all day long. When we come home, we want to be loved on. We want to be nurtured. We want to be appreciated. We want to show appreciation. We want to show love. We don't want to be battling and arguing and doing all type of crazy, dumb shit every day. And that's just, I feel like that's an extension of what was happening with that was the infiltration of the Black Feminist Movement. You know, and I come from a single mother household. Yeah, full. Like my mother did it all. You know, in my later years, you know, there was a male figure involved in there. You know, I always knew who my father was, but you know, we didn't have that. Let me stop. I don't say the Cosby, but then we had that Cosby Show relationship. Thank you. But then again, we think back to how the Black Feminist Movement was infiltrated and the types of things that were championed and highlighted and pushed to them. We must, you know, always stay vigilant and mindful. And shout out to my dog Rand at Miami Spine Clinic. You ever need any chiropractic services? Miami Spine Clinic, ladies and gentlemen. Shameless plug for my dog, but shout out to my dog Rand. Me and Rand was having an interesting conversation this morning about, you know, you got to be wary. I feel like Trick that. I'm going to give an unpopular opinion right now. But, fuck it, here it goes. Me personally, I've always understood what Malcolm X was saying when he said, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my brother. I understand what good brother Malcolm was saying. Well, you know, brother, good OG Uncle Malcolm was saying. But at the same time, I also understand that the enemy of my enemy sometimes isn't necessarily my friend. what I'm getting at is that every white person is not your enemy, and every black person is not your friend. Every white person that says they're for black racial causes, I kind of look at that initially as, okay, what's your motive? What's your motivation? And, you know, it's not a negative thing. It's me actually coming from a space of wanting to understand and make sure I give you your proper respect or your proper disrespect. But it's more so to understand, because I've always understood that some people may, you know, associate with you, you know, just, you know, for a means, as a means to an end. You know, they might not like you, but they'll go somewhere with you just to get a ride there, you know, some shit like that. But I've always looked at it like, okay, so what's your angle? Are you really caring about championing these causes, you know, or are you just trying to use this attention, this time, this moment, you know, for other reasons? And we saw this with the Black Lives Matter movement and the protests, where we saw legit Black Lives Matter protests going on and no violence happening. And then afterwards, you know, you had, you know, I got flack for saying white kids on skateboards, but I don't give a shit. Because that's really what it was. You look at the picture, it was white kids on skateboards out there. Not every white kid on the skateboard doing this shit, but in those situations, it was white kids on skateboards out there. That was causing the fucking havoc. But Black Lives Matter was getting the blame for it. And I don't know if those were anarchists or just motherfuckers that was bored or what have you, but a lot of that shit was getting blamed on black people. And so I've always wondered, when you're white and you step on the scene with a black situation, black protest, a black cause, anything race related, championing black people, I've always wondered, what was your motivation? And I don't think that's wrong for me to wonder what's your motivation. Now, there's some people that have, you know, interracial relationships going on. They have what's it called, mulatto kids or interracial kids, and that naturally throws them feet first into the fire. You know, when your kid is on, you know, out there dealing with this shit, as a parent, you locked in. You locked in. But if you don't have a kid, you're not in that situation, what is your motive? You know, that's always been my thought process. And then when I saw that stuff yesterday, I was like, it's always been there. So, to circle back to the original Car Chronicles rant. Gloria Steinem, excuse me. Well, I don't give a shit. Infiltrated the Black Feminist Movement, and some of you guys are wondering, like, who the fuck are they talking about? There's an iconic picture of a black woman and a white woman giving the black power fist from way back in the day. That's kind of used as the poster of the Black Feminist Movement. Side note: you ever wonder why a white woman is on the poster for the Black Feminist Movement? That should raise a few eyebrows in itself, but I'm not a racist. I love white people. I really do. And white women love me. You know, and I love you too, Becky. But, man, the reality is this, y'all. We got to stay ever vigilant and guarded. Are we in better times? Yes and no. It's a double-sided sword with that one, because that sword can cut us and we can also cut people with it. We're in better times, but we're also in more volatile and fucked up times, because we could have swore we had moved past the times of outright just nasty racism, but we was fucking woken up under the Donald Trump era, when we saw, you know, blatant sexism, racism, classism, shit, every ism that you could possibly think of put on full display, culminating with, white privilege denied, and what white privilege denied looks like on January 6th. On January 6th, that's the epitome of what white privilege, when it gets denied, what it looks like. You tell a white person no, that doesn't realize or isn't, you tell a white person no, that's used to getting their way or used to being able to come on, buy their way into something. You see that white privilege get denied, and you will see some of the most vile, disrespectful shit on earth. I don't know what in that logic says, hey, I'm gonna force my way into this. But I do know, that's slavery, the old way where you can just beat your way into something, you can muscle your way into some shit, or you can, take what you wanted back in the slavery days. But we saw that all under the Trump presidency. Now, had that been Barack, you already know what time it was. Hell, had that been Bush, they'd have called Bush a fucking idiot and got Bush up out of there. As quiet as it's kept, a lot of white people didn't like Bush either. They thought Bush was an idiot, But the last thing I'm going to say, and I want you guys to think on this one right here, because the white woman infiltrated the Black Feminist Movement, kind of guided it away from the black family to, championing the black single mother family. Think about this, y'all, as I end my car chronicles for today. In the world, in the United States of America, the white man, when it started, the white man had all the power. And then we had emancipation, where black men were granted power and respect and rights and certain, liberties and whatnots. We won't get into the specifics and semantics and all that shit, but let's just say, white man had the power, then the black men, they gave black men some power. Think about this. The women's suffrage movement didn't come, and I know somebody's going to kill me on the math, but I'm going to say the women's suffrage movement didn't come to maybe like another 50 to 100 years later. So, theoretically, black men in America had power before the white woman. Let that sink in for a moment. The black man was granted power in America before the white woman. They had to have a whole women's suffrage movement. Side note, they left the black women out of the women's suffrage movement. That's why y'all had to circle back with the Black Feminist Movement. But let's fast forward again. The white woman wasn't granted power until after the black man. So how you think that make her feel about the black man? She can't whoop her husband. She can't do nothing to her husband, the white man. She gotta just eat that shit. But the black man, who was granted power and rights and dignities before her, who you think, and I know, somebody gonna be like, oh, this is conspiracy theory against the white woman. Nah, I ain't got no conspiracy theories. This shit is in the history books, man. This shit is history. This is fact. Black men were granted power before the white woman. And it's kind of ironic that now you see that, Gloria Steinem kind of molded and shifted the Black Feminist Movement to kind of steer them away from, black men being at the head of their household, or being, championing black men. More so trying to champion single women situations. So it really kind of makes you think, things that make you go, how did they do that? Why'd she do that? That's just my own little conspiracy theory that, she felt a certain type of way about, black men in America being granted power before white women. And if you doubt anything that I've said, I challenge you to look it up, Google it. One thing about me that anybody tell you, I Google and I research and I read shit all the time. If I'm wrong, holla at me. Tell me I'm wrong. I'll be a man and make another video and apologize for it. I almost just was petty for a moment too, y'all. I had a whole petty ass thought in my head, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Y'all have a great, blessed day. If you're in South Florida like I am, it's raining out here. Be safe on these roads, guys, and stay vigilant, stay mindful, and love you guys. Peace.